So I talked to a guy at Choice Chain, and he said his name was Ajit. And he said abortion was okay sometimes, but not other times. And so I pointed at the poster of a aborted fetus that I had, and I showed him that they had an arm, a leg, hands, feet, and a face just like him and I. And I said, this happens 300 times a day in Canada with no regulations or laws around it. How can this ever be okay? And he looked at the picture, and then he looked back at me, and he said, no, it's never okay.
Hey guys, okay, I'm overjoyed right now. I had a total of 21 testimonies today. 21 high schoolers changed their minds. I had 2 sets of 2 crowds, and then before that I had 8 testimonies. They were all pairs of 2 girlfriends. And I met a post-abortive grade 11, and she said that if she were to get pregnant again, she would not go through with an abortion. And I'm just like, my cheeks hurt from smiling so much,
So today we're outside of a high school choice chain, and I talked to a guy, and he was coming in with all the scientific arguments, and people were basing everything they were saying off of him. And so I stood with him and I spoke with him, and we went through all the scientific reasons for when life begins. And at the end, he was saying that it's definitely not okay to kill.
I was talking to this guy who came up and said that he was pretty much against abortion except in a case of rape or in the case where like the woman should have the right to choose. So I just went through really basically the different points that we learned, and by the end of both of them he was like, wow, you have very good points, I can't support this anymore. And then he wanted to help and volunteer, and he completely changed his mind.
Today I met a guy who said that he was fully pro-choice at the beginning. And after talking about the human rights arguments and also like viability and this earlier and earlier embryonic development, he ended up changing his entire mind on the issue of abortion. So now he's fully pro-life.
This last week, I was talking to 2 young men at Choice Chain in Calgary, and they thought abortion was always okay, up to any point in pregnancy for any difficult circumstance. We talked through a couple different circumstances, and then we really had to talk about sexual assault, and if it's not okay to kill a 2-year-old child, even in the most difficult cases after being conceived through assault, then why would it be okay for a preborn? I showed them both the images, and in less than 5 minutes, they walked away completely pro-life.
So I asked Arda, what do you think about abortion? And he told me he's not sure. I asked him if he believes in human rights, and asked him the other human rights question. He followed all the logic, and I told him about the science of when human life begins, how at the moment of fertilization, a new human is formed, who is self-directing his own brain. And he agreed that abortion is never okay, and he even signed up to get more information on it.